Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Abu Musa. A son was born to me, and I took him to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who named him Ibrahim, did tahniq for him with a date, invoked Allah to bless him, and returned him to me. The narrator added, that was Abu Musa's eldest son. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Aisha. A boy was brought to the Prophet ﷺ to do tahniq for him, but the boy urinated on him. Whereupon the Prophet ﷺ had water poured on the place of urine. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Asma binat Abu Bakr. I conceived Abdullah bin Zubair at Mecca, and I went out while I was about to give birth. I came to Medina and encamped at Quba, and gave birth at Quba. Then I brought the children to the Allah Apostle and placed it. He ﷺ asked for a date, chewed it, and put his saliva in the mouth of the child. So the first thing to enter its stomach was the saliva of the Prophet ﷺ. Then he did its tahniq with the date and invoked Allah to bless him. It was the first child born in the Islamic era. Therefore, the Muslims were very happy with its birth. And for it had been said to them that the Jews had bewitched them, and so they would not produce any offspring. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Anas bin Malik. Abu Talha had a child who was sick. Once while Abu Talha was out, the child died. When Abu Talha returned home, he asked, how does my son fare? Salim, his wife, replied, he is quieter than he has ever been. Then she brought supper for him, and he took his supper and slept with her. When he had finished, she said, bury the child. Next morning, Abu Talha came to the Allah Apostle and told him about that. The Prophet ﷺ said, did you sleep with your wife last night? Abu Talha said, yes. The Prophet ﷺ said, O Allah, bestow your blessing on them as regard that night of theirs. Salim gave birth to a boy. Abu Talha told me to take care of the child till it was taken to the Prophet ﷺ. Then Abu Talha took the child to the Prophet, and Salim sent some dates along with the child. The Prophet ﷺ took the child on his lap and asked if there was something with him. The pupil said, yes, a few dates. The Prophet ﷺ took a date, chewed it, took some of it out of his mouth, put it into the child's mouth, and did tahniq for him, which that and named him Abdullah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Sulaiman bin Amir. I heard Allah Apostle saying, Akika is to be offered for a newly born boy, so slaughter an animal for him and relieve him of his suffering. It has been quoted in Fatah al-Bari that the majority of religious scholars agreed to the hadith narrated in Sahih at-Tirmidhi that the Prophet ﷺ was asked about Akika and he ordered 2 sheep for a boy and 1 sheep for a girl, and that is his tradition sunnah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Habib bin Ash-Shahid. Ibn Sirin told me to ask Al-Hasan from whom he had heard the narration of Aqiqah. I asked him and he said, from Samara bin Jandab. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet ﷺ said, neither Farah nor Atira is permissible. Al-Farah was the first offspring of camels or sheep, which the pagans used to offer as a sacrifice to their idols. And Al-Atira was a sheep which was to be slaughtered during the month of Rajab.